now we're going to talk about everything that we bought in that video, what we paid for it, and how much I'm expecting to get for it in my Etsy shop or on eBay now that I've started an eBay account. My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook. Sometimes I go picking with my boyfriend, sometimes it's my best friend Sue, and sometimes it's my kids. But at the end of the day, it's all about having fun and hopefully just maybe making a profit. Okay, out on the table here in front of me, I have everything from yesterday's shopping video with Sue, and if you haven't seen that video yet, make sure you go check it out. There's a link to that video down in the description. But right now we're going to talk about everything that we bought in that video, what we paid for it, and how much I'm expecting to get for it in my Etsy shop or on eBay now that I've started an eBay account. So let's go over everything real quick. Now there is one thing on the table here that you did not see in the video, and a couple of you pointed out the fact that it was in my thumbnail and it was not in my video. Well, what happened there was I was in the midst of checking out, and out of the corner of my eye they were emptying out this cart, and she pulled out this thing right here, and I said, can you hold on one sec? Just give me 1 second please. And in the middle of checking out, I totally bailed at the checkout and went to the back of the store and ambushed the girl who had this. Can I have that? Can I go buy that? And she's like, sure, I guess. So I bought this like straight out of the cart for $7. But it was like so retro, and it's not tangled like most of the times you find them when they're all tangled up. She literally, like, I watched her pull it out of the cart and nothing was tangled, and I'm like, oh, you know, it was one of those moments. But I didn't have my camera with me. My camera was up at the checkout, and I just laser focus, and I needed that, so I made a beeline for it. I got it. It made it into my thumbnail. It did not make it into my video, but I paid $7 for it. I would expect to get somewhere between $30 and $40 for it. Now the more ornate ones, the ones with planters, the ones that are like multi-tiered and layered and stuff, then you start talking more money. But for a simple one like this, but it does have all its shells, it's not tangled, so that's a positive. For this one I would expect to get $30 to $40. So that's cool. For $7 into it, that's a good profit. But we're gonna keep going on to the stuff that I did get on video. So let's move on to this little jam jelly jar. Now this was kind of probably a silly buy. Sometimes I do that. I paid $4 for this. Now when I'm at the thrift stores, when I'm buying stuff, I have a tendency to not look at price tags, because I'm like, oh, I've got this mindset of, oh, I'm at the thrift store, things aren't going to be that expensive, la-di-da-di-da. And so in this case, I paid $4 for this jelly jam jar with no spoon. Now it would have just had the little plastic spoon that I went in there, but at the same time it doesn't have its little plastic spoon. So for this I would expect to get probably $12 to $15. I have $4 into it. I really do wish that I had the little plastic spoon, but you know, somebody could probably get a spoon or maybe just use a regular spoon for it. It is very cute. I like the colors. I like that olive green. It's very vintage. So it's cute. It will sell. But moving along. Now let's talk about this monkey pod bowl. I paid $1 for this, and I was so excited when I saw it. I like the shape of it. A lot of this monkey pod stuff that I see, actually, it does have a tendency to have like mid-century modern lines. And you guys remember the fish that I picked up for $1.50 a piece. I just love those fish because they just had this mid-century modern appeal to them, and that's what attracted me to them. That may have been what attracted me to this bowl as well. It's kind of got this shell shape to it. Now it is made in the Philippines. It does say that on the back, but I only paid $1 for it. I would expect from this piece to get $20 to $25. Now it does need to be cleaned up. It is in kind of rough shape, but it's just a little tray. You could put this by your front door, throw your keys into it when you walk into the door. I mean, if I was to keep it, that's what I would do with it. But I do love finding bowls like that, and I love looking at the wooden stuff. I mean, the wooden stuff for me, does pretty well as long as it's shaped right. It's all about the shape and it's all about the lines. I talk about that a lot in my videos because that's where it all comes together, is in the lines. The lines are so important. Okay, moving on. Let's stop talking about lines. I could go on and on about that. Let's talk about this skunk. This little itty bitty skunk. It's like half skunk, half cat. It is quite cute. I paid $2 for this. I would probably sell this in my normal range for figurines, which is between $10 and $15. That's normally what I throw my figurines up for, but he's just an adorable little skunk, more than likely made in Japan. Oh, yep, there is a mark there. I was gonna say, I don't see a mark, but it's actually on the back of him and not on the bottom. So he is made in Japan, similar to the little bird that I sold recently that I got at the flea market. It's a little skunk, probably the same era as well. Very cute. Ooh, very cute little skunk. We're not gonna throw him down. We're just gonna set him very gently. So let's talk about this little teacup coffee mug that I'm not really clear on this one. This one confuses me. I'm not sure if it is a teacup or if it is possibly a coffee mug, but how cute is that? It is so cute, and I love the artistry and the flowers that are part of the design. I think that's what attracted to me at first. I saw the flowers and then I realized, oh my gosh, it's a creature. And that just put me over the edge. And I'm like, I have to have that. I have to have it. So I haven't been able to find any similar to this to compare it to, unfortunately. It is marked with a K. That's really all I have to go on. That's not much at all. So this one has me a bit perplexed. Now, I keep looking down over here because I wrote down some notes before I started this video. I decided that I've been jipping you guys because I'm not prepared for these videos when I start them. So this time I took some notes so that I would be prepared. So this guy right here, I have notes. Now, I would probably list him on my new eBay site that I just started. There is a link to it down in the description. He's probably going to go up on eBay because that's part of the reason I created the eBay site, is for the things that I just don't know about. The things that I'm like a little bit unsure of what they would sell for. This would be one of those. I'm just not sure what he would sell for. I guess he's technically a coffee mug because he's big enough. I mean, he's not big enough for me. Like I drink a lot of coffee, but for a normal human, I feel like this is a coffee mug. Just not for me. I paid $1 for him, so he's gonna go up on eBay. We'll see how much we can get for him. I do love him. You're gonna have to check out the eBay to see some close-up shots of him because I know we're kind of far away here, but I'm trying to get everything in the shot. So let's keep going. Let's talk about this. Now, I picked this up. I don't even think I got this on video. You know what? Let's do this. It's gonna throw off my lighting, but kind of focus on this a little bit. Now, this is a bull, a fighting bull. He's got boxing gloves on. Now, the bottom says made in USA. Now it's gonna focus back on me now. So this is obviously old. It's got this old appearance to it, made in USA. I paid $1 for it. It's got this boxing bull, and now in my research I came across two examples that this could be indicative of. First of all, the stock market, the fighting bull versus the fighting bear, something along those lines. I'm not very familiar with the stock market, but that's like one of the first things that popped up. Besides that, there was a boxer known as the Raging Bull, and that was the other example of a bull in boxing gloves. So I'm thinking it's attributed to one of those, which I'm not sure. Perhaps there was another mug that was a fighting bear and they came together, but this one is just the bull. So I paid $1 for it. This is another eBay item because I'm just not sure what it would go for. Hopefully more than $1. I think I'm pretty safe at $1. That's why I grabbed it. I'm like, you know, I was gonna leave it there. I actually set it back on the shelf, but then I was thinking, and I'm like, for $1, you know, I just can't go wrong for $1. I don't think. I hope not. Unless it was like broken, and then you can go wrong for $1. Now, let's talk about this mug. Ooh, let's focus on this one. This is fun. I didn't realize I could do this. Here we go. Oh, here we go, focusing. Okay, so this one right here has hot air balloons on it, and this was actually at the table right near the checkout. And I was so excited because the last time as I was checking out, that was right when I saw the Rae Dunn pottery out on this table. So this time I made a point to stop at that table before I started checking out. This mug I only paid $1 for. This is Otagiri. I buy it a lot. You guys see it in my videos. A lot of the times that I pick up pieces that I believe are attributed to them, but quite possibly they have stickers on the bottom and I can't necessarily truly attribute them to Otagiri, but there's a style about them that I'm attracted to. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. This one definitely is because it is stamped on the bottom. So I've seen these on eBay. Some of them are listed for as high as $20, as low as I want to say $15. So I'm going to list this one for $14. They are really neat. You don't often come across coffee mugs with hot air balloons. It's just not really a thing. My grandparents have mugs with hot air balloons, but that's because as a kid we used to watch the hot air balloons come over the house in upstate New York. It was really neat. But moving right along. So these are apparently Avon. You know, I'm usually pretty good at picking out Avon, but these ones got me. I think because of the flour measuring cups and measuring spoons that I got the one time, like that got me on like this measuring cup, measuring spoon thing. So I got the Goose measuring spoons and I was so excited about them. And it turns out, first of all, that they're Avon, and that's great and good, okay? I paid $2 for them. With they would have come with a little wooden stacker thing, which I don't have. With the wooden stacker thing, they sell for about $12 to $15. Like this, they also sell for like $10. So it's not the end of the world not to have the wooden stacker thing. The only problem here is that this guy's beak is it's chipped. So I'm not going to be able to sell these. And I know a lot of you guys watch my videos and you're like, oh, I'll still buy it chipped. But guys, you don't have to do that. There are other sets of these on eBay that you can pick up for as much as I would offer them in my Etsy shop. So this guy does have a chipped beak. But if you were interested in these little geese measuring spoons, you can pick up a set on eBay for between $12 to $15 with the little wooden crate thing. So you don't have to buy chipped geese. You don't have to buy chipped geese for me. It's just not a thing. You don't have to do it. But it's appreciated. The thought is appreciated is basically what I'm saying. Let's keep going. So this Stein, I don't know what it is about these Steins that I just keep getting, you know, I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. Now, the last time I bought the Hawaii Stein, this one, I seemed to be missing the last time, but it was back on the shelf miraculously this time. Great Adventure Giant Wheel. Now, these would sell between $10 and $15 a piece. So that's probably what I'm going to list it for. And I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to list it on eBay or on Etsy because my eBay account is still new. I believe there is a limit to how many items I can list. And then I have to call eBay and like talk to them about what I don't know. There's some weird thing about eBay now. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. I haven't gotten there yet, but we'll get there when we get there. Oh, what did I pay for this? I paid $2 for this. I paid $1 for this. I forgot where we left off. And I paid $2 for this. Okay, let's move on to the rabbit. Now, when we were checking out at the community aid, the rabbit was behind the counter. It was like up on the back counter. And you know, most of the times when you go to the thrift store and you see this stuff back on the back counter, you think, oh, well, they're probably asking a lot of money for that. That isn't the case at this community aid. So I'm like, now I realize that I need to ask about the stuff they have behind the counter, because before I was just like, I'm not even gonna ask. But look at this little bunny. It's so cute. It's got this really like scratchy feeling though, like almost like plaster. It's not very nice to touch. He's not a very soft little bunny. $3 I paid for him. I would ask probably $18 to $20 for him, and he is kind of heavy. He's meant, I believe he is an outside bunny. He's meant to be outside, weather resistant bunny. So he is adorable though. I love him so much. If he doesn't sell, you can guess he's coming. He's gonna stay with me. He's gonna just live with me forever and ever. And now let's talk about the cat. I get so easily distracted by cat figurines. I don't know what it is. I love cats, and I think it's because I can't have a cat. So I just fill the void with ceramic cats that I find at thrift stores. Fortunately, I'm not actually hoarding them because I am selling them. When I start hoarding them, that's when it becomes a problem. So I got this ceramic cat. This one is, it could be marked. We're not gonna know because somebody took the care enough to put felt on the bottom. I don't believe it originally had felt because they had to like recut it right here. So it's kind of a sloppy felt job, but they did it nonetheless because they cared about their kitten and they wanted to make sure that it didn't get scratched. So I paid $2 for the cat, and I am asking, where did I write that down at? I am asking $16 for the cat. Probably around there, 16. He is a very handsome cat. He just needs to be wiped down. You guys know everything that's out on the table comes straight from the thrift store and onto the table, so it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Now this purse, I was debating whether or not to sell it. It's a Vera Bradley. I'm obsessed with Vera Bradley purses. I may keep it. The purse I have now, I don't have it up here actually. I thought maybe I would. I do love it, but I'm thinking for fall I could use this one, and it actually has, the one I have now doesn't have a pouch for my phone. I'm thinking I could just shove my phone right in there and that would be perfect. So I might save this one for fall. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to sell it or not. But I come across Vera Bradleys all the time now at the thrift store. And before they used to really hike up the prices, and now the prices in the Veras have just, they used to actually have them behind the counter with all the knockoff, with all the knockoff Louis Vuittons and like Gucci purses, you know, all the knockoffs. They used to have the Vera Bradleys back there, but now they're just out with all the other regular purses, and I'm like, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about this pillow that I pulled out at one of the, it was like a last minute thing. It is very soft. I want to say it's possibly velvet. It's a vintage, I would say. Paid $2 for this. Now I was looking up comparable pillows, and I think I could probably sell this one between 30 and 40 in the condition that it's in. So I would list this. I'm debating whether or not to clean it, but I think I may leave that to the buyer, and I would put that in the description. Oh, that's a lot of dust. It looks like they actually have just a regular pillow stuffed in there. This is just basically essentially a pillowcase. Yikes. Okay, so maybe I will clean that before just, you know, wash it in the sink or something. Yikes. It's a lot of dust. I think I will clean that for you guys before I list it. I paid $2 for it. So it doesn't smell. Yeah, maybe it smells a little old, but it doesn't smell like smoke or anything, so that's always a positive. Now let's talk about my Cruel. See, a lot of the times I mispronounce words, and I know it drives people nuts. The reason I mispronounce words is because a lot of the research I do and the stuff that I've learned is from reading and researching, and I don't actually hear the words that are in my vocabulary. So when you hear me mispronounce a word, if you're familiar with the word and you're like, why does she say it that way? It's because I've read it and I don't know how to say it, so I make up my own way to say it, such as this, cruel. No, it's apparently Sue tells me it's cruel, but it's spelled C-R-E-W-E-L. So it, you know, it's up for interpretation, I feel. So I'm gonna call it Cruel, like Cruella. But anyway, I really love this Cruel. Every time I see this kind of work, I just have to have it. And I recently sold the mushroom trays and the floral trays that I got from the flea market that I forgot to include in my haul video, which I apologize for. And those sold for $20 a piece, but I totally neglected to have those in my wrap up. But this is the same technique right here. This is a little bit larger, obviously. Now, I paid $5 for this. I would expect to sell this, I have it listed here for about $40. Now the problem here is, and you guys aren't going to see it in my Etsy or eBay anytime soon, shipping. Shipping is my problem. You guys see me buy these big awkward pieces and I'm like, I don't have a box for that. And that's part of the reason why when I buy these big awkward pieces, they don't end up in my shop right away, because I like to have a box before I list it, so then when it sells, I can shove it in the box and get rid of it. But like stuff like this, I have boxes for little things. And you know, so big things like this, it takes a little bit longer for me to get my act together and get them listed. But I absolutely love this piece. And it does seem to have a little discoloration on the fabric. And I'm not necessarily sure if that is the frame or if that is the fabric. But I love the colors, and I feel like it's another one of those. See, the thing is, I buy items that I like, so if they don't sell, I'm perfectly fine getting stuck with them. This is one of those items. If it doesn't sell, I'm gonna hang it on my wall. You know what, I might even hang it on my wall before I get it listed, and then it's just gonna stay there for a while. Now, let's talk about the Dollhouse Set. I paid $3 for the Dollhouse Set. I like to pick these up whenever I can and sell them as lots, because they sell pretty good for lots, and especially if you can get them cheap, like for $3. This is Ryan's Room, is, I believe, the brand. But it's like all the furniture, and there's people in here, little wooden people. I mean, it's a complete set of just wooden people and furniture. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put everything out, take a picture of it, list it up on eBay for a low starting bid, and just let it go, because I've only got $3 into it, and we'll see where it goes. That's what we're going to do with that. And now, lastly, this, oh my gosh, I've got all this shelf stuff, and I'm trying my hardest not to tangle this. It's so easy to get tangled. We've got the hound dog. Now, this one is not for sale. Sue actually bought this for Juliet. This is a reproduction. This is a reproduction because it is plastic, but you will find them, and there are older Fisher Price ones that are made out of wood, and those are my favorite. I actually have one of the hound dog ones. You guys know I'm obsessed with hound dogs, and I like to contribute a lot of the Basset Hound items that I find to Basset Hound rescues for auction. But that being said, this is not an old one. This is a modern repro. I paid $2, well, Sue paid $2 for this for Sissy. So this is not for sale, but you did see it in the video, so I decided to include it in the wrap up here. This, if you are interested in purchasing one of these, they are for sale on eBay, and you can just search Snoop and Sniff. That's what it's called. It's not, it's just a Snoop and Sniff. Fisher Price Snoop and Sniff. They're made in the 2000s, so they are cool, they are fun. They make a lot of noise though, so if you're thinking about getting it for your kid, like think twice, because ours had to like go up on top of the fridge for quite a few times. That's why Sue's like, I'm gonna get this for Sissy. I'm like, okay, Sue. We're gonna have limited time, like outdoor time. She can play with it outdoors, but once it comes inside, it's like, okay, up on the fridge. She's gonna love it though. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, let's talk about the swing arm curtain rods. Those Sue bought. Those are with Sue, but I did want to talk about them in the video. Those can be quite valuable, especially in pairs. Sue has talked about them in videos in the past. My camera turned off. She's more knowledgeable on those than I am, but I believe I put in the video how much those would sell for, probably between $75 and $115. They would sell for more, I believe, if they had the brackets that attached them, but they did not have those. They were very cool. So it's always good to keep your eyes open for antique hardware and stuff like that, because that stuff does sell well, believe it or not. I'm always looking for antique hardware. And yeah, so I think that's really it. That's all the stuff I have out on the table. Pretty sure I covered everything. Occasionally I'll forget something, and people in the comments will be like, you forgot to talk about this, and I'm like, oh no. But I think we covered everything. We even covered the hanging thing that I forgot in my shopping video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I was a little long-winded in this one, but I just wanted to make sure we covered everything. And if you haven't seen the shopping video, make sure you go and check that out. That was posted yesterday, and there's a link to it down in the description. This week we've got some fun stuff planned, but you'll have to wait and see those videos. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic holiday, and I will see you later. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you've spotted something that you just can't live without, don't worry. I've put a link to our Etsy store down in the description.